Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it.
Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today for the Summit stream number 2 with good friend of the channel, Jonathan Yanik, aka Dreadnaught33. Jono, a huge thank you for coming on. Really cool to have you back. This time with depths, it's a little bit different. Why don't you, tell us about it.
Well, first of all, I'm honored that you're having me back on. I really appreciate being a part of the syndicate this weekend.
Anytime.
Being the dad I am that doesn't get to play too much. This is fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is Green White Depths. I don't think it's going to be news to anyone that Depths was once a major player in the meta. It's falling off because decks like Eldrazi and the newer tempo decks are harder than they used to be, for sure. So I'm trying some different stuff. I'm not sure if everything works. I'm curious to see how it plays with you, Dukes, of course. And so some of those things would be the 2 exploration, which I've been trying some lands. I like it. Obviously, I think some of our viewers probably would have seen the lists. Like Sprouts won a challenge with like a kind of a hybrid depths lands deck. And I think exploration is good just because it gives us a little bit of it helps us go faster, which I think is important. I'm not sure yet, so I hope that we see it in this league to see how it goes, because I'm trying to get any kind of game against Eldrazi specifically, mostly with that card. The Vexing Bauble would be for the Days Force, 0 mana artifact kind of decks. I know you've been playing that a lot, so I don't have to go too deep into that one. It's nice. I'm not a Saga fan. Are you a Saga fan, Dukes?
I would say I've switched recently, but I was a Saga fan. Probably more when Lava Spur Boots was printed, and I was trying that out as a target for Saga. There are some little upsides, like you obviously feel great. You are a deck that only plays 11 creatures. And then you do have depths, of course. So when your opponent has removal, especially removal that's pretty open, like Swords, Plowshares, or Fatal Push, that doesn't really care about anything else, non-restrictive removal, I'll say. When you can trade that with a token, you feel great. So when you can apply pressure with the constructs, it feels really good. There's little upsides, like it allows you to play around Sheoldred's Edict a little bit by having another way to create a token. But often that doesn't come up. Often the decks playing Sheoldred's Edict just play a bunch of removal, and so they won't kind of allow you to get in that position. I don't like that it's another way to rely on winning the game through a land. It does run you into cards even further, like Meltdown, which I find against, say, Delver decks, if they see Mox Diamond, they typically bring in the Meltdown.
Yeah. We were saying before we started the real stream that I haven't even seen Red and Delver in forever, unless they're just popping you, as I know happened to you earlier.
Yes. And then the other thing is Dress Down, which I think since like Null Drifter came into the format, there's been a lot more like Stiflenought running around. So Dress Down just being an easy answer to that is good. And also Wrath of the Skies. That's probably like the last nail in the coffin.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say Wrath of the Skies. Gosh,
yeah. Which is really tough, because I felt like Saga was pretty decent against some of the control decks as just a way to like play it and then, hope they don't have Teferi or something. But Wrath of the Skies has been a tough one. So I like that, like, say this deck is green-white and the mana is just pretty great. Like you have the plains, the forest, you have the 2 Savannahs, the Lush Portico, I think is like really good. And I think like 1 in the deck is fine.
I like it. Yeah.
I was saying last night when I added in 2, you just start drawing it, and it just gets a little bit awkward when you draw it.
It's nice to have 1. I found it's really nice, like in those rare spots these days where you have like the luxury to fetch, get it, see what's coming up, or like you don't have much to do with your Reclaimer or Knight. It's nice to have one. I think. And going back to the deck, like I love Once Upon a Time. Not everyone does. I get it. But I'm trying it again because I'm just trying to get it to be as smooth as possible every game, and that causes me to not play Library or Legolas. And so I'm wondering if there's going to be spots today we'll miss them. But in my experience, those cards are just not. I love Sylvan Library, like Mark. Yeah, close your ears or whatever. But I know. Sorry, Mark Strassman's a big Sylvan fan, so.
I am as well. So
yeah, I like it. I just have found it's been a like I just got like if I'm taking life, it's gotten me a couple times, and I love the card. And the Legolas, I don't know. For me, like I draw it every time I need anything else, and it just makes me upset.
Yeah, it can be tough. And going back to us only having the 11 creatures, you do need, like, you could argue that you kind of need either Knight of the Reliquary or Reclaimer for reflexes to do anything, and that's only 8.
Correct.
So it can be a little bit tricky to have like the AB set up with Legolas. Definitely. I do really like, you were saying Sprouts did a list. I think this is it with Gigantha. Yeah. So this is really cool.
For exploration. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. Did you try it on stream? I can't remember if you did or not.
No. I really want to, because it looks like a fantastic deck, especially with like Mandex Swords to Plowshares, like a little bit more towards the land side, obviously, like with the 4 exploration
Tabernacle,
and 4 Loam, and some little one-offs like Tabernacle. But yeah, Sprouts is a really good player to watch if you really enjoy depth decks. Like you can kind of tell from their MTGO Goldfish that they're a very very strong player.
Willing to try stuff too, which I appreciate. And I tried a deck a couple times and I liked it, but I kind of missed some of the, I just feel like I kind of get used to having some cards like Green Sun Zenith, that aren't in there. But yeah. Anyway, moving to the sideboard here. It's kind of a hodgepodge. I feel like I would need to play a lot more to know exactly, but I do think Fairy Macabre is good. I think Doorkeeper is good right now, and it's reasonable. I mean, it's not the best thing ever against Eldrazi, but a lot of their stuff is enter the battlefield that kills, and so I'm trying it. And there's obviously still a lot of Oracle decks and things of that nature. The Damping Sphere, I don't know about that one yet, but that's in there. And the Vial is also, I don't know. These are cards that are flex spots, I think. And I'm trying the Outland Liberator again over the 3rd Force of Vigor. I usually am like a 3 Force of Vigor kind of truth guy. But I'm finding some of the decks, it's like I'd rather have a creature that's attacking and kind of getting value sometimes against some of the things in the meta right now. So we'll see if it comes up. But otherwise, I think the rest is pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way about Liberator. Against decks like lands, I love to have it on the field because it also kind of awkwardly forces them to maybe cast something where they don't have that option. Like even like cast a crop rotation in their turn just to not allow the Liberator to flip, which I think is really good at pressuring that way. And then I think it's a really good split of just like, if you aren't too familiar with the current metagame and you haven't played a lot of games, then just like having a few different answers to the same thing. So like Fairy Macabre and Endurance for the Graveyard Hate, or Path and Prismatic for removal, or like Dampening Sphere is nice because it is a little bit slower than Deafening Silence against combo, but it also gives you the flexibility of being good against like Cloudpost or Eldrazi decks. And you can potentially get it down turn 1. So I think Sphere.
We'll see.
Cool.
I mean, it'll be great to see how you feel as we go. But
how we feel. Funnily enough, last night when we entered the league, I entered with your deck.
Oh,
so
no.
We had to go back.
You had to just eat 100 play points?
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever.
It happens. But we played against both ninjas last night and also Enchantress. It was a bit of a flashback.
Oh wow, how interesting.
We got done as well. It was
I wonder if we'll run into like, because I mean pretty soon here is kind of like the only times I'm playing, so we'll probably end up running into people I've maybe seen before, but we'll find out, I guess. You know,
yeah, it's always
Friday
interesting
too. I mean, maybe people are playing in the store or something. I don't know, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the metagame differences between, especially for me, morning and night are pretty huge. Grizzled Prof. Is that Bob Huang?
Yep.
Nice.
How fun, huh? Good times.
Yorion. Okay.
So what does that mean?
Could mean a few things.
I know. You don't know what he's going to do either. He'll do whatever. Yeah. Are you coming to Eternal Weekend? Yeah, okay. So how do we feel about this one?
Sadly
this is
not.
a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like, having the exploration in the opener with multiple lands is fantastic. And then Swords for Removal against the Yorion deck early on is quite good as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays a mom or something, if he is taxes, then it would be good. Yeah, let's try it. And now we get to see if exploration's good, right?
Yeah.
It's especially good with Loam as it's like incredibly obvious, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, to have the 2 fetches as well, like to set it all up a little bit.
Not taxes. Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
look at that. Woo! You want it once, 100%.
Yeah, I was going to play the land first just because of days. Because I'd love to find like a Reclaimer off this.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that is amazing.
So
how are you going to play it, though? See, now you have decisions.
Yeah, I think
want to do the exploration first?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that allows us to play the Reclaimer as well.
Although, he's smart and he'll save if he has a daze for this. Interesting you go for double Savannah. I like that. You didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
I think about it.
Against Wasteland, I want to make sure that I have 2 white sources for swords. And then I feel like if they're Wastelanding us, that makes the Reclaimer a 3/4 straight away. It's going to be online pretty quickly.
That's a good point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think that is an interesting thing to point out, though, like that your thought process on that, because I think a lot of people, including myself, I would be considering the forest because I'm like, I just want to make sure I have it. But I guess with the swords in hand and your logic of like, if we get Wasteland and we still have white is all very sound. I think it's good.
Yeah. And actually a small thing is if Sprouts won the challenge recently with a deck very similar to this opening, then Bob might be thinking, okay, they're probably a 4 exploration 4 Loam deck. So if I am Wastelanding them, am I really going to be like in a good position if they untap and Loam?
Right. Oh boy, what is this? What?
Whenever it... Interesting.
Oh wow. Huh. Oh, that's one I haven't seen before.
Okay, so this is going to be sort of like probably an Esper, like ETB,
Yes.
sort of like Esper Vial style deck.
Do you think it's going to be like a kitten deck or something?
That's very interesting. Yeah.
I wonder. It's going to be good to have this swords, isn't it?
Interesting.
Wait, what happened? Oh, it loses a count. Oh, it's impending.
Correct. So it's kind of like being what is Greater Gargadon?
Oh yeah, that's
suspended.
Yeah,
but it's actually on the field, which is interesting.
That is so interesting. So you can get rid of it, like unlike suspend. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. What do you think? I'm thinking I'd play Wasteland Pass because I'm probably going to get rid of the Wasteland, given that they.
Yeah, I like that a lot. We get to play 2 lands as well.
That's true. I forgot.
So I think it's just a Dryad Arbor online.
Yeah. It's fine with me.
There was a thought of stage copy like Swamp, so they can't Wasteland us, but I feel like I want to hold up Bojuka Bog here.
Yes.
it feels like they might have some sort of other way to get creatures back from the graveyard. And obviously just, Reclaimer not being dead to sorcery speed removal is quite nice because of Talons or other things. Interesting.
What is going on here? Oh, man. I got Solitude in there now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has Solitude in hand. Yeah. Oh, maybe were we supposed to like react, or did we not have a chance?
I don't believe you
see
do
that.
because it's all part of one thing. Because it's
Hmm.
not like you then may return target non-avatar creature.
Yeah. You're right. Wow, that's brutal. Oh man, the Wasteland's brutal too, isn't it?
Yeah, so we can Wasteland them and then get rid of the land with Reclaimer that they target.
That's reasonable. I think I would do that too.
Yeah, and then if they try to Solitude the Reclaimer, then we have depths in play. We untap with Stage.
Yep.
So we're in a pretty good spot.
It's tough though, isn't it? Like, I mean, if they have a Swords in hand and a white land that he's just been sandbagging for a minute, it's gonna feel bad if you just go for it.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a good trade. So I'd say Exploration's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
It could be a little bit greedy and go for Flagstones, but I feel because we know about Solitude and they have 5 other cards, it's probably just get depths.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, or you can consider. I guess you could consider Step or whatever, but they can still react to it.
Yeah.
Or Talon Gates is. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Getting rid of a recruiter isn't bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take that trade. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we get to play Reclaimer and then pass with the combo in play.
Correct. I like it a lot.
We could play around Wasteland. So we've seen Swords, Plowshares, and Solitude, which make, any time is a bad time. We've also seen Teferi and Wasteland, so there are sorcery speed interactions.
Yep.
But
I think this is the correct play, and if it looks dangerous, we can wait another turn.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting card, isn't it? Yeah. I like the art. Wow, that's pretty. It's cool.
That's scary.
It is. It's very scary.
Can you imagine waking up to that at the end of your bed? Dad!
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this?
I assume this is going to be
they're gonna get another
Solitude.
I would assume. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Can't do it yet.
Yeah, like you could see, like, do they have another white source in hand?
I know. Yeah, you could call their bluff, but I would be surprised.
Yeah.
If he didn't making that play.
I
just respect him. Like, I don't think you'd do, but he also could be bluffing, of course, too, right? I mean, that's part of it. I don't know. What do you think? You gonna try it?
I don't mind.
So it makes him go down 2 more cards. That's fine.
Yeah, I was going to copy a basic.
Oh, okay. You're not going for the combo. Okay.
But if we tap out and then they remove the Reclaimer and we only have the depths, is that a bad thing? I don't think so, because we would have open Swords in case they try to, say, bounce this in some way to get another Solitude.
I mean, I'm almost like willing to call the bluff at this. I don't know. I've kind of talked myself into that, but
I like that.
Man.
A land off the top means we can, like, step.
Protect. Yeah, it's probably worth waiting. Yep.
Just not that land.
Oh, not that one. Anything but that. Come on. Oh, geez. Okay. This is tough. I'm almost wondering if we should be wastelanding that scrub land at this point.
Yeah.
And then I guess you could go for it, and then, but then we're only at 2 lands. Yeah. I don't know. Pass, see what happens.
Yeah, I don't mind taking them off the scrub because then it is tough though because it does. Yeah, obviously
you'd want to do it now then because he can untap and swords you or whatever, right? If you do want to do that. Which I don't mind it. I feel like they've gone through a lot of lands already. Yeah. I kind of feel like we're sort of boxed in and just going for it next turn, or the value is going to get out of control.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough because when these become creatures, they get back.
That's fine. Although, you know, who knows? Maybe he's trying to draw into a white source or something, right? It'd be funny, wouldn't it? Puts Overlord of the Bale mark in. That's the card that we already saw? Okay. I mean, yeah. Do you want to go for it, man? I feel like the longer we wait, the worse it gets.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, if he's got it, he's got it, you know. Here you go. Oh! He didn't have it, dude. Wow. Okay.
A land here is really nice as well because we get to swords the Strix and then still hold up the...
Okay, I think this game's over. This is nice. So he didn't have it. He was bluffing. That was really interesting. Got a force. Oh, man. What if it's white card left? What do you do?
I think if it was...
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, can you play it out because you could sack that.
I feel like if it was, Bob knows that this deck plays Sejiri Steppe, so they would have just used it in our turn. They wouldn't because they know that the Force and blue card does nothing against Reclaimer protection.
Yeah, so just go. I would push it through. I mean, what else are we doing? I would do the Dark Depths personally, but it's up to you. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so brutal if he does it now. Oh my god. He has to do it in response, right? Oh my goodness. How crazy is this? Okay.
Nice.
Oh man.
I think that makes a lot of sense because if you have removal spell in Solitude and counter spell in Force, and you don't use the Solitude on our turn, you feel like Strix is enough, and then you have the Force to keep the Strix at bay. But yeah, the step.
I mean, also another clue there was that he used that scry land, the surveil land, and put away that black creature that was kind of giving him value. So he was looking for a white card, probably.
Yeah.
So we probably could have sussed that out if I thought about it a little more. Anyway, do we care about the graveyard in this one with that creature? I mean, maybe 1 endurance is still fine.
Maybe
the Bog and all that.
Maybe the 1. Like Baubles seem fine because it's both Force and Solitude. I'm not sure if that'd keep in the Forces.
Oh, it does counter that. That's so interesting. And this might be one of those ones where exploration isn't necessary, but I'm not sure. Those seem like cuttable to me. I think. How do you feel about these matchups with Mox Diamond? I tend to be kind of aggressive cutting that card sometimes. Do you leave it in these matchups that are like a little more grindy?
Yeah, it can be really tricky.
Drawing it.
Yes. The one reason that I don't like it is that then you're stuck with 28 lands. But against a deck with like Teferi bounce, it can feel a little bit rough. And the card disadvantage against a deck that's getting so much, so many plays. So much value, off the creatures they play.
So I don't know. I'd probably shave at least one of them. I don't know,
I could see like cutting a Loam if you're cutting the explorations because they're probably bringing in some number of graveyard hate. Like,
agreed. Yeah, I would do that. I'd maybe cut it once in a Mox and then call it a day. That's what I would do. I mean,
Nice.
I don't know if there's a land that maybe we don't want, but I kind of feel like all those could come up. So
Yeah,
I would leave it.
like Karakas is great against the dog. Maze of Ith is fine. Bog, they obviously have a few things for.
I think they have cards that eliminate Dark Depths. Like I would maybe cut one against actual taxes, but I'm not so sure what they're doing yet. So yeah, I would submit.
The only other thought is Outland Liberator, but we haven't really seen anything that we want to get rid of.
Yeah, just submit at this. This is fine. We'll see what happens.
I mean,
we got like so much removal now. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see. You're right, though. I mean, if there's some random artifact that we have Boseiju, so who cares? Although this hand is not really keepable, is it? There's nothing happening.
Yeah, sadly, it doesn't really have like a plan. And having
get rid of this,
having the step and the bog in hand with the crop is a little bit rough.
That's awful. Yeah, I mean, you have the Mox to mitigate that slightly. And then there's this hand. Oh, how risky are you willing to be with that once? You know.
I think because these games go long, I'm pretty happy to go to 5.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No, I agree. Oh my gosh, this is so bad.
Very similar to the opener, but
that's terrible.
I think
I would get rid of Talon Gates for sure, and I guess
Savannah.
Is fine.
Yep.
Because you can always. I mean, this is kind of one of those ones where if we don't draw anything, you would probably play the Heath and Portico and try to find something. Oh, yep. So your instinct was right on the
Vial.
Liberator.
We do have Prismatic Ending, which is nice.
Yeah, but only one. We'll see.
I played the Windswept for the Surveil land.
Yes. Absolutely. We're going to want to watch our time, too. This is going to be grindy, probably. Yep, there's the frog. Or old border frog. Nope. That's nice, at least.
Yeah.
Could not flood so much. We're going to draw land anyway. Okay, so
I played Flagstones because I think just right now it's probably going to be crop for Maze.
Agreed.
To keep the frog at bay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done.
It's also nice that if they have a Force of Will, we do have like Flagstones to bear some of that. So I'm going to go to no blocks and see if they discard anything. They don't.
Interesting deck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame. I mean, the frog is just so good. You might as well. Yeah, Flagstones is so great in this deck, but that's the thing. If you play any more than 2, I find you just have it too much. It's kind of like you were saying before.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky. I do love like Maze with Yavimaya, because some people with Days don't understand or don't just see the line that you can, actually add mana with Maze of Ith now.
Well, it's got Yorion in hand, so maybe as a force or a Solitude, possibly.
Yes.
Also has a Vial on 2, which is unfortunate. Yep. I think you're right. We'll just flash it in later.
Yeah, I think we down a resource so much that Safekeeper for depths, like the Safekeeper depths line, is pretty good here, seeing that we're making land drops.
Yep. Not anymore. There you go. They can easily outclass this endurance, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't think they're a Days deck that I'm happy to see if they...
I don't either. I think you're right. Yeah. Thinking about discarding or something?
Or maybe like what we...
Phase. He's still in his main phase too, so I don't know. Gosh, that Vial is going to be... I mean, this is feeling like it's probably going to be an L, but we'll see what happens.
Whoa. What's this? What's this negativity?
I know. I gotta turn it around, man. Like yeah, it's just tough out there these days, man. Frog is so
100%.
good.
I'll be realistic, probably an L, but I do like that if you concede, it's 100% a loss. But if you don't, you have that 1% chance, and that's what you can play towards.
I've played out of worse situations. I mean, we've played out of worse situations on the stream, man, haven't we? Oh man, it's good times. Yeah. So what are you gonna block? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. I also wouldn't mind
cards?
getting the maze back.
Oh, that's a great idea. Wow, good call. Yep.
Because we have a lot more ways to tutor the deck than we do in the one loam to get it back.
Absolutely. Great idea. Yep. Is that the maze? I mean, yeah, as I'm sure you've said before, like maze is like the best card that we have against that guy, other than swords, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So kept in force.
Got rid of force. Okay.
Wow,
got rid of solitude. Wow.
And Yorion.
I mean, I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll die, but
like draw a removal spell, and then we can just start. Getting there.
You want to just bog him? You might as well, I guess, huh? I mean, I don't know if do you think he would have cut that enchantment creature in this matchup post board?
Maybe, but it's tricky.
We're gonna have endurance and bog and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would just play it. I mean, why are you holding it if you waste it? I mean, we can use one thing to give it Shroud at least, I think.
Yeah. One really cool interaction with Echoing Deeps now is that any land you sack with Safekeeper becomes a copy, potentially. Just like a nice way to put a land into the bin.
That's so cool. Yeah. I love that card. That card's really fun. Are you just faking out?
No. What? That doesn't. That's not a thing, right?
No, yeah, you're a stand-up guy. You don't do things like that.
You don't fake out.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to work on that in my paper play. I feel like I'm too easy to read. Okay, he's holding 4 cards. Man, that Vial's been on 3 forever, hasn't it? What is he waiting for? Oh gosh, this is brutal. But this is this deck, though, everybody. I mean, this happens fairly often, unfortunately. And that's the reason why lands has just so many bullets, is like if you're flooding, a lot of your lands just do stuff. Okay, what is this?
So this creature is when the ETB's return.
I remember that guy. Yeah. When Esper Vial was, I mean, I guess this is Esper Vial.
I think I'm actually okay with this.
You're going to let it happen?
Yeah. Just because of like Green Sun's off the top. It's tough because with the frog, it doesn't really do a whole lot. But getting towards Maze or Talons.
Mm-hmm. You could chump with, we can chump with
Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, it's just the frog getting so much.
Okay. Well, it's nice because we can instant speed it.
It's true. Okay. Let's see what
I wonder if they try to like return and then replay. Or we did see Venser game 1.
That is true.
They're getting Savannah.
He's very cool. At this point, he's just kind of making sure that he's not going to lose. He's holding his cards. Very patient. Actually, it's possible. I don't know if Jarvis won any events but he's in my region of DC, and he might be there tomorrow. I'm not sure.
That's cool.
Just thinking about good players in our area. Matt Vuk is gone. He is not in the area anymore. He probably would have been at this too. Actually, Harry, I think, is going to be there tomorrow.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think there's another depths player who's going to be there I haven't met yet. So there you go. Kind of makes you wish you had another Surveil land in the deck right there, doesn't it? But Oh man.
Okay, that's a
I mean,
start.
yeah, it's something.
But they also just
Although
have.
they just have us dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have us dead in the air. And there's nothing we can do about it. I just pack it in. It's over. I mean, just to save time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe game 3 goes wicked long or whatever. I don't know. You're gonna make them use all the cards.
Yeah, I think 12 minutes is more than enough for game 3.
Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate that.
But yeah, maybe like looking back, the Dryad Arbor block was correct because there might not be another time where you actually get that block.
Yep. And I think, in hindsight, that would have given us the turn we maybe needed to turn this around. It's good to keep in mind, I think, is we, have to live with the frog for at least a couple more months. Right?
Yeah.
It might come out tomorrow. Who knows? Especially in that position where you have so many lands in hand, it's like doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a fog just for a turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would cut for the Outland.
You want the Liberator. Yeah. And I don't think Veil's good here because most of their removal seems to be white.
Correct.
So, is the Bauble like not worth it? I mean, I don't know. I guess stopping Solitude is not nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a bit of a luxury to be able to stop things that if they're tapped out, they can still cast.
Yeah.
Like not having to worry about that is pretty cool.
Obviously, Safekeeper is necessary. Yeah. I'll have to look at it and think about it. Keep it at 3. He's got to have something like one of those creatures that bounces or something like that.
Wow, they're not going to have 5 cards.
I mean, I think. Oh shoot, we should have gotten
Dryad Arbor, yeah.
Ah, it sucks. That's okay. Yeah, what do you do now? I mean, you got to block with one of them.
Yeah, sorry, I totally phased on that.
Oh, interesting. So you're gonna call his bluff and get rid of some lands. Yeah.
Sadly, it doesn't work out. Oh, it does because they have 5 cards and we have 5 lands. So they can go to 9, but we can go to 10.
So funny.
But yeah, the Dryad Arbor line was much better. My only thought with the Dryad Arbor line was potentially that would make them think that, hey, we can actually just give the frog flying and then fly over.
Yeah. I just mean since he already attacked, I think. Well, and I guess can you give it flying after the fact? I suppose you can.
So the only issue here is now we have to go all in. Because if we give the Safekeeper Shroud and then give them priority back, all our creatures have Shroud and we can't actually use Safekeeper again.
Correct.
So we need to hold priority.
It's so funny. Dude.
4, 5...
Oh man.
Yeah, I think that's the...
It's so funny. Oh man. I bet he's laughing about that.
What's this going to be?
Oh, it's going to be something terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Concede.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Well, that was fun at least, wasn't it? Okay, so we probably want, we want that. I don't think I want Force of Vigor. I haven't seen enough targets for that. So what are we cutting? Is Bog? I mean, do we want to cut Bog? I mean,
I think it might actually be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bog's a great one. I think that yeah. I think that's pretty good. And I still like the Mox Diamonds. Like, it's a little bit of an unfair way to get ahead.
That's so funny. You have to go all in to kill one frog and it doesn't work.
Because of a bog creature. Come on now.
Oh my goodness. That is so silly. Wow. This is fun though. Yeah. This is like an actually fun matchup, not soul crushing.
Yeah. It's like one of the nicer frog matchups.
And frog's still a problem, but yeah.
What are your thoughts on Saga?
We didn't see any removal that game, did we? So weird.
No, from either side.
One removal spell. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's like Psychic Fog's a built-in removal spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on first this opening hand?
Yeah, sorry, I can't see your chat. I mean, I guess I could open your Twitch or whatever, but I can't see your chat. Oh man, this is tricky. Ooh, how many cojones do you have, bro? Like,
I think
just YOLO with once and hope we hit a green land. Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
No. Oh, the flagstone. Oh wait. Oh, I was gonna say, because flagstones, you could have played it and then
got another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talon
I guess
Gates actually is sort of like a green source too.
Yes. Very true. Yeah, because it can double up.
Yep. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, playing the stage there's a misplay as well. You play the step and then you untap with the stage.
Gosh. Yeah.
But I'm actually happy we did that because I think it's a great reason to, like, you just don't keep hands that don't cast your spells. Like, there's been too many times, including this, unfortunately, where you just get stuck.
I'm just one of those guys where for some reason, when I roll the dice like that, about 90% of the time it works out. But, the other 10% is like, this is probably the game because we just blew it, But it is what it is. It's an enchantment. Okay. It's not a creature. What are they going to get? Solitude. What's the other thing in there? The other one? I can't read it. Sorry.
This is the land.
Oh, yeah. The enchantment. Yeah. So he did leave that creature in. I thought he might have cut it because we didn't see it last game. Or maybe he's like, play versus draw kind of card. Oh, this is so brutal. This is so brutal, man. He's just laughing at us over there. That's what you get. So if we had gotten the Flagstones, we would have played it turn 2, gotten a Savannah. I mean, who knows? He might have a Wasteland, and that would have been that. If we did the Talon Gates, it would have taken an extra turn, but we would have been able to cast Reclaimer.
Yeah, so, I think it all comes back to the keep. And I think I should just stick with, if there's no green, ship it.
It's usually for the best. We still got the Wasteland.
Interesting.
Right, well, not using it, though. Interesting. Okay.
Maybe holding up Baron.
Green. Okay. So what do you do here? You copy the Flagstones, or?
Yeah, I don't want to do it just in case they Wasteland the stage in response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The dog. You're going to send it to exile. We know he has basic, so he's going to get an extra land if you do it. But
I'm happy to pass because I feel like if we do want to go for the stage line, we might have to Wasteland their Wasteland first, or hope that they play a basic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really good, isn't it? Oh, boy. What was the text on that? Like for the exile clause on the Corgi there?
It comes back at the end step, at the beginning of the next end step, return it to the battlefield.
Philia. Such a cute name. My parents had corgis growing up, man. They're really barky. I'll tell you what. Do you have any pets?
No, but I do love dogs. One day.
Yeah,
One day I'll
get a dog, man. Okay. Strix. So that is it going to come back as just the creature, I assume, not the enchantment, right? That's pretty brutal.
I believe it comes back as the same sort of thing. So they actually didn't hit anything there, which is nice.
Okay, I don't know. We're in the creature zone, isn't it?
They can get back anything.
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's really tough because even if we go and get like I guess Lush Portico is probably the best thing to get.
It's gonna wasteland it. I would, yeah, we probably wanted to wasteland him first.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was hoping they had a basic so we could copy it with a stage in response to Wasteland. And that was the thought around. Yeah.
I think in that scenario you want to waste him first and then do it. Because I think, well, he might have wasted Sejiri Steppe in response, and then we're down like another land. So I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a green land. I mean, this that big guy needs to leave, right? I assume. What is it? Is it on attack? It gets it too. Yeah. When it attacks, I mean, we gotta kill that thing.
But it's tough with like the
If he has Ephemerate or something. Are you gonna just call it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because
I think that's just a little bit too tough.
Yeah, like, that's okay. Yeah. I mean, so that like the reason we weren't in the game is because of the weird ones. That's fine. And
yeah,
that's
but
that situations like that are why people are like, "Oh, screw this card." But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed that I went against what I usually do. But that's on me. I always like to test the waters, but obviously there's sharks in the water. Keep out of the water. Do not test the water.
So what did we learn from those games, though? Like, Exploration looked pretty good in game 1.
Yeah.
And Once was too risky in game 3. And yeah, as you can see, it's there's a lot of times that I keep wondering if there's a way to play more green sources, but then you lose all this toolbox. So that, and you know what I mean, or you just like have so many lands and not enough action.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough because I mean, cards like Talon Gates and Echoing Deeps are incredible, but then there's just times you can't keep hands because you can't play Magic. So yeah, that's a keep. You got Reclaimer.
Yeah, turn 1 Reclaimer. Turn 2, we do have Stage as an untapped source, which is nice.
Yep.
But yeah, it's tough because like you have made some like I like having the basic planes for the Flagstones. You have Boseiju as a utility land, which is a green source as well.
I love Boseiju. Yeah, big fan.
Especially in the Loam versions.
Yeah, and that's a card you kind of have to cut if you're gonna like splash a color, and I always feel like I want it again. Yeah, that's fine. I would just play it attack and probably Portico.
I was actually going to play out the Safekeeper just to get it on the field while they're down a card or down a land.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be hard to actually use it if they try to kill something, though. Yeah. Although,
if they
get it out of bolt range, that's interesting. That's going to be swords.
Like, I think I'm
So,
pretty
you gonna do
happy.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean, we have a great clock. We have lands to play each turn. Like,
Mhm.
Mox would be kind of cool. That's not too bad. I don't think they're going to be like a Tabernacle deck, so this is probably the turn to play the Arbor.
Agreed. Yeah, and then I would hopefully your Reclaimer lives and you can use it next turn.
Yeah, like Flagstones is a free Safekeeper effect, which is nice.
That's the dream. Ponder? What is this? Okay. Man, Wrath of Skies is going to be terrible if they have it, isn't it?
Yeah, we do have access to... Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
that's
that's a
nice.
reason to not play the Mox.
So you're going to Mox the Maze, or you're going to, you know... What's your thought on that? You're going to play the Night Out? You're going to keep Reclaimer up?
Yeah, I don't mind here just attacking with the Safekeeper and then holding up Reclaimer Dryad Arbor. Because
Sure.
Wrath is probably the worst case scenario. So having something as what to do the following turn.
Yeah, you're right, because Wrath would hit the Mox too, wouldn't it?
Correct.
It'd be terrible.
But yeah, it's really sad because like I don't like playing around cards too much that like aren't on the field, like kind of like the Daze effect. But I do think that it's good to have like a plan B in a way.
That was an interesting turn, though, right? There was a lot of possible lines to take.
The fetch first makes me think of Dress Down. Okay.
Yep, you are correct.
I think in that case, I'm happy just to get rid of the Dryad Arbor now.
Okay.
And get a Flagstones.
So maybe it's this is like a Dreadnaught deck or something.
Yeah. Okay. That makes me kind of happy because it means that they didn't have like a full plan with this Dress Down. Like they don't have double removal spell. They don't have like double Dreadnought in play or something.
Yep.
Like that's fine. That's one less wasteland for the Maze. This also makes me think that they aren't playing Wrath of the Skies.
Right. I would agree with that too.
So I think here it's going to be Mox pitch the stage and then play the Maze.
Sure. I mean, so we'd have to use Echoing Deeps to get a stage with Reclaimer at this point.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The exploration looks stupid here unless we get a Loam.
There should be a land that's a Loam.
Oh my gosh. That would be nice. It's not going to happen.
Ooh, they are also a Stifle deck, so the Maze might not work. But I wouldn't mind getting a Stifle out of their deck. Okay.
There you go. Because you could also Talon Gates it too, I guess. It's another thing.
Correct.
You could do if Reclaimer lives. So you get Portico, probably.
Yeah, it does shuffle, which is annoying if we see like a Swords on top, but probably don't mind just putting the land in the bin.
Oh yeah, and honestly, that's a nice thing, just to kind of thin stuff out sometimes. What do you think?
So if we get Echoing Deeps this turn to copy the stage, we untap with 3 mana, or stage and 2 mana and Maze. So if they do have a Wasteland, we can potentially save the Maze by copying it. It also means down the line they'll need like double Stifle to stop 2 Mazes, if that becomes a thing.
That's true. Yep. So I guess you're playing to not lose though with that kind of line instead of
yes,
win, right?
which isn't great. So
I am wondering if maybe you just get flagstones, get one more land, and then do that.
yeah,
That's what I would do personally. I mean, maybe you're, and now if they send something at you, then you have the safekeeper too, which is even better, of course.
ooh, that's pretty sweet.
That is awesome.
So
that is so cool.
the exploration here is free.
Right. We do. I mean, the knight will be nice to have whenever we're able, but yeah. I love the Boseiju. What a cool card.
Yeah, I feel like they had something in their end step, like a dress down.
You think so?
And I would love to see them dress down and then try to put another creature on board, which we could then hit with the Boseiju.
Huh. Do they have another one?
Doorkeeper. Okay. Not too bad.
Well, they might get another Dreadnaught. We'll find out. The Boseiju's nice. Kill something.
So clean. Okay. Well, they don't even attack. So we can definitely know that they don't have a stifle.
Yeah, you're free to search. That's nice. You got the planes left. I think that's the last thing.
Correct.
It worked out.
And then I think
you always have to have 4 minimum, by the way. Anybody playing the deck, 4 minimum planes with flagstones. I found that. That's if you try to do 3, you will regret it.
I think just because now we have potentially the ability to draw a land off the top without playing the Boseiju. And then we have 2 mana for Reclaimer to find Dark Depths and 2 mana for the stage. Or we just find that.
Or you just have it.
Okay.
That's nice.
Which is really nice.
Wasteland, they do, right? Did we already see? Yeah, they already played a couple Wastelands. So they have 2 in the bin. Is that right?
Correct. So a really subtle thing here as well is that we have Maze, we have 2 mana for Dark Depths and stage, and then we have 1 green left over, which works with Boseiju because we will have a legendary creature in play.
Correct. Pretty cool. Just the timing of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're happy to make it here.
I agree. Why'd let them find a wasteland or whatever, you know? Maybe they'll stifle. Find out. Okay, and they're not going to do the stupid thing and stifle the first trigger, so... Okay, no stifle. You were right. Good call. All right. Nothing. Okay, they're going to make you push through the damage to the thrall.
This could be an end step dress down. Oh, this is fine. Oh, yeah, we don't have the extra mana. Like, we can't... Is it actually... This is still a legendary creature, yeah, so Boseiju still works here, which is nice.
Yep.
Did they have a sword?
So I guess you could Boseiju that.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Perfect. Gosh, Boseiju is so awesome, isn't it? Love that card.
They have to have another sword.
Do they have it? Well, I mean, even then, you can save it anyway. Well, I guess... Oh, they can do it in response, but that's fine. So you need a Safekeeper. Yep. That's fine. You got another one? That would be brutal, because then if we don't draw land, then... Well, you'd have to use the maze. Okay, good. That's nice. All right, so this matchup... Yeah, it's again... And then do you like Force of Vigor in this kind of matchup? Because I like it. I mean, you definitely want. I think you want Liberator.
Yeah, I do like that it hits Dress Down as well, potentially the Force of Vigor.
Yeah, so I think we want those.
I think the baubles
pretty easily. Mm-hmm.
Can come
get
out.
Rid of Endurance too.
Yep.
See, I'm kind of feeling like Exploration's not helpful here again.
Potentially Bog.
Bog isn't very good.
I know sometimes they play Murktide, but I think we have enough ways to deal with Murktide and like Swords, Maze, etc.
So yeah, it's like how many Force of Vigors do you want to bring in here?
Maybe just the one?
Yeah, one is fine. And just cut Exploration.
Yeah, nice.
It's fine. Yeah. We may end up wanting to, I don't know. But Exploration's nice. It can help us get ahead a little bit. We haven't played Loam yet, really, have we?
No.
That's interesting. That's a good hand.
Yeah, pretty happy with this.
Step isn't the best thing, obviously, to have in hand, but that's the kind of hand you love seeing with once in it because it's safe. Okay, so clearly we want a creature now, probably, if possible. Okay, and we don't get it.
That is
fine.
all good.
So, yeah, I think an option would be You could Portico and just see what we're getting next. Do they daze? They do, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, like Windswept.
Yeah,
into Mox.
Let's play around daze for sure. Sorry,
that's all good.
Maybe you can get rid of the way. I mean, do you want the wasteland or the step?
I think I'd rather the step.
Gotcha.
And then Reclaimer like this, and then we can still hold up. I guess we can't hold up Lush because of the Lush in hand, but that's fine.
Yeah,
they can't swords here, which is great.
They can't. What are they going to brainstorm? Like that's such a strange starting play. Okay. Huh.
Interesting.
This worked out pretty well.
Okay.
I think Portico is a fine play here, and then just hold up Reclaimer. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll fetch for a basic first, so that they can't respond to us fetching with wastelanding the Lush.
Yeah, good call. Yep. What's that? Is that the Rebecca?
Ooh.
Okay, Forest. That's a pretty one. Oh yeah, you want to leave that up. Well,
yeah.
Are you going to use Reclaimer? That's interesting.
This is an interesting spot. I do like the thought of like, I think an untapped Reclaimer is so much more scary than an activating Reclaimer. So I do like that Reclaimer here is just
makes them, you're freezing them right now, which is nice. Oh, well, shoot, what do you do here?
I think I turned the Lush into a Flagstones.
Yeah.
Just so it's not...
That's reasonable.
Wastelandable.
Is this a deck that plays the blue Blood Moon creature?
It definitely could be, which thankfully we do have a decent... Like, the Flagstones could turn into a...
Yeah. Okay, there's Dreadnought. Another one. Yeah. Shoot. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, that was quite a turn for them.
I think we just try to...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we don't have a choice. We'll die. Okay, we got it. And whether or not they can just, prismatic ending or sword it is another thing, but...
Let's hope not. That's a good sign. Will we see the shuffle?
Shuffle. Let's see it. Let's see the shuffle. Come on.
Chose not to use Ponder's ability.
Damn it. All right. It's over. Yeah.
We got a 40.
I mean, it's not over. We're at 40. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good either. Oh, shit. Yeah.
We actually, 24. I think just because of that, we'll add the extra force.
Agreed.
And maybe go down on a Loam if we're just like the 1-1.
Yeah, Loam isn't, it's a little slow for this matchup, isn't it? Yeah. Although it'll be nice to have one just in case we draw it and they end up just trying to do the wasteland thing. I think, Force of Vigor clearly is awesome in this matchup, and I think we just need to bring it in.
Mm.
So,
Especially because it hits the threat and it also hits the dress down. A little bit tougher.
Right. I mean, because that would be pretty cool if you. I mean, again, you could run into a forest doing that, but like having them cast it and then getting rid of the dress down would be pretty sick.
Yep. I do like this hand.
Yep. It's a good hand.
Especially just forest into Reclaimer.
Yep. This looks like a hand you keep in that old Reclaimer deck, like the green-white Reclaimer deck.
Yeah.
Remember that one? That was a fun one years ago when you could play fair decks like that with like Dryad of the Elysian Grove and stuff. That was fun.
Yes, that was cool.
Wasting them or what?
I think so. I don't think we'll have a better opportunity to do it.
Yeah, we're just flooding anyway. It's nice to have 2 removals though. Okay. See? All right. That might have worked. Okay. I'm getting somewhere.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So now we get to fetch up the
They're gonna
planes?
They're gonna force 100%. They must have a forest, right? I'm 1,000% playing the Knight there over the Zenith too. So
yeah, I think so.
Make them have it. And we can go for a Knight again anyway next turn if we need to. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Teferi is good.
Yeah, and to be fair, they're close to discarding anyway, so the force isn't too bad for them.
Wow. Ooh. So you want to go for Knight again?
I
want to go for a Reclaimer? Okay.
I think so. I think get that big girl down.
Yeah, that's my card. Yes. Okay. Okay. Just don't draw white source 1 turn and we win. 1 turn. Come on.
Wow.
Oh, that's my favorite way to win.
Yeah.
That's my favorite way to win, man. Just them like, not having an answer tonight. That's the best feeling. And it's so rare these days. Wow. Awesome, man. So what do you think? Yeah, what do you think of the little tweaks so far? I guess we haven't seen everything all the time, but you've seen exploration quite a bit so far.
Yeah. I like it.
I would keep this.
Yeah, I don't think there's a good reason not to. Like, the mana's great. We have pseudo removal in Maze, a bit to dig with once, threat in Night.
Clearly want to hit Reclaimer on this once, but we'll see what happens. Ooh, that's a pretty art, that Flooded Strand. Wow. Oh my goodness. Lands aplenty. Come on. No. Why would you do that? Why would you give us another land?
That's all good. We have the Lush here, which is nice. Man, I don't want to see Underground Sea and Tomb.
Oh my god.
Please be a Tundra. Or a Archive.
No, it's definitely going to be exactly what you just said.
Jono, don't say it.
Look at his avatar, or their avatar. So, okay.
Yeah.
They're going to bolt you. Bolt. No. Lorraine revealed.
What does that tell you? Like Jeskai control?
I mean, it could be Beans, too. You know, but they would have gotten a green if they were Beans, probably. So, yeah, it's probably Jeskai. Oh, that's a terrible matchup, too. We'll see. We'll do our best.
The good thing is that against Jeskai, I love Safekeeper lines, and we have all the mana in the world for that.
We sure do. So you are going to Portico, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely control. Oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, I don't know. Do we really want another Knight? We're not doing anything.
Yeah, the question is it better than a random card?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. That is a really tough call. I'm going to let you decide. That's hard. My instinct is the Bennett, but
yeah, it's really sad because it is a threat, but it's just another like 3 mana. Like, there we go. That's a bit better.
Yep, and that's exactly why. Because I'm like, the chances of hitting a Zenith or like a Reclaimer were better in my mind, you know.
Yeah, I played the
Or like
Windswept.
an exploration would have been really good. You know, it's like there's a couple cards that would have been nice. There's the plow, right? No,
Brainstorm first.
brainstorm. Odd, the white mana.
Hmm.
So strange.
I played the.
Maybe they bolt too, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I played the Windswept in case they like untap Teferi bounce and then we can kill a Teferi.
That is true. That would be nice. Good thinking.
Wow, it is bolt.
They do have bolt. Wow. Huh. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It isn't. It's Stoneblade.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Well, you have a maze. That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Ooh, interesting. Hmm.
See if they want to force this. Okay.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Hmm.
Because you could Yavimaya and Maze, or you could Flagstones, or I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of lines here. I wouldn't put the stage out. That's the only thing I wouldn't do.
Correct.
Are you playing scared of Caldra? Or are you gonna just try to get the knight down?
I like that we can knight the following turn around days. I guess yeah. So I think I will just play the maze here.
Yep, sounds good. I don't think either one was strictly correct, but
it's tricky. Like the knight is a 4/4
but the
currently.
knight was threatening to kill them. Like the only thing there is that the knight was threatening to just win because we have stage next turn. But I think you're right to be safe, because that also would have just killed us if they dazed it. We wouldn't have anything. So yeah, I think we can afford to go a little slower in this matchup, though. Thankfully, doesn't look like they have frog, unless we just haven't seen any black yet.
Okay. No wasteland is great.
They're not going to put it in. What are you doing?
I wonder if they have something else.
Maybe they have, yeah. Boseiju doesn't kill the token.
I think.
But yeah, I would play Yavimaya too. Man, I like Exploration's looking good. I like it.
It is looking good.
I like that art too. Maybe you should get that art in real life. You know.
The Urza Saga ones? Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's cool to see Jeskai like Stoneblade. I really like the deck.
Yeah, we're playing well, I mean, I guess the Dreadnaught deck is somewhat meta, but I feel like we're playing some interesting decks, not like the normal competitive meta, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's indestructible, so you can't use Boseiju.
Correct. That is fine.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
Attack with both. I mean, a Loam here would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind a Green Suns. I wouldn't mind a Threat. Oh, Murktide.
A Crop Rod would be nice.
Yeah.
This is Murktide. Oh, yeah, we're running out of time.
Okay.
Yeah. You just play both lands out, or are you gonna hold the Boseiju? I think holding is fine. What do you? I mean, I guess with Zenith, you probably just want to get Knight again, right? I mean, you need something, a way to win, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Endurance isn't going to do anything. if they force, the game's probably over.
I mean, at least if they force, we still have Maze taking 6, and then we do have like a few good looks for Dark Depths.
Yeah, you're right. It's not over yet.
There is a question of, do they run a basic plains, and if not, do we Boseiju the Tundra to take them off white at some stage?
I think they can still get another Tundra with that.
Yes, very true. Basic land type.
I have done that before when it's been late in the game, and it's been great, though.
And honestly, if we don't draw anything, we have Stage Maze.
That is true. Maybe we should just do that if we don't draw anything. Pondale. Oh. Why
interesting. They're going to allow us to untap.
Ooh. So we could, we could waste it, or we could, well, you could waste their white source. But that doesn't, I mean, are they going to waste? They probably should. If I was them, I would. I mean, what are they waiting for? Get rid of the maze, no? What are they thinking?
Interesting.
They're worried about losing the Dark Depths. Okay, that's fair enough. So what do you do? Do you waste their waste then, you think?
Yeah, I think an end step.
Or you could Boseiju it too.
Yeah.
And you can save the wasteland for something for the Tundra. They go to end step, and I guess I would probably do that. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I was gonna say the Boseiju, but
yeah, the only reason for this is that I don't want to give them another white source with the Boseiju. But I guess if we're leaving them with the Tundra, it doesn't.
You're
really
right. You're
matter.
right. Yeah, you're right. It's 6 1, half dozen the other. Yep.
I kind of hope. Okay.
Oh, that's excellent. Wow. Oh, we don't have any basics to copy though.
Yeah, we can't get a basic into play.
You need an opponent controls.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you could just copy Flagstones and get
a land out of the bin. Keep this one.
Yeah, there's only one target. Okay. Oh boy, we need some or we're dead. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, got one more turn.
They're also a bolt deck, so they could just have the bolt here.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just see if they react.
Four cards.
All right. You don't have it.
Nice. Yep. We live another day.
Yep. Well, It's funny though because we're actually getting pinged too from that that's Stoneforge.
Yeah.
We actually don't have that much time, do we? We need a creature now or another removal.
It's really sad the way Talons works against tokens. Like I wish Talons dealt with tokens.
I actually did it. I wasn't sure what happened. I did it the other day, and yeah, I guess so. You could. What can we crop rot here? We could crop rot for
Stage.
Mm-hmm. The Flagstones doesn't get anything, unfortunately. Oh, shoot.
It does get Dryad Arbor.
I mean, that's the only thing that actually keeps us alive at this point.
Which isn't great.
No.
We have no more targets for the flag, but that's fine. We could get Talon, but I don't think that's good. I think it is just Dryad Arbor.
I guess.
The Talon plays around removal like swords, but kind of the same thing.
That's okay. We'll just go to game 2 or whatever. Yep.
And then we take 3.
It's game. Okay.
The parts and the prismatic seem great.
Yep.
Doorkeeper does stop the Stoneblade effects.
Oh, that's true.
Which is something to think about.
Hang on. Wait, when they put in with Stoneforge, does it stop the token from creating?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely good.
Yeah, because it stops both the Stoneforge, but then if you're too late, you can try to do it after the Stoneforge, which is nice.
Okay. I don't think we need anything else. Well, because Outland isn't going to do anything.
Alex with a great point. It does also stop Snapcaster Mage.
That is true.
Which is not something that I thought I'd say this weekend. So there we go.
I know. Oh, it's fun. Okay, so what are we cutting?
I could see like a crop against the blue deck.
Yeah.
Especially with the removal.
I mean, I guess, do we want the other endurance for Murktide too, or should we just have the one? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is one more threat that we have, which is nice to put in play. And it's a little bit annoying against their smaller beats like Stoneforge and Snapcaster.
Yeah. We're going to have to figure out what to cut here, though, huh? Do we want to cut Bauble? I mean, are they a Daze deck?
I would assume so, but do we really care?
Maybe.
I do like that it means they can't force our stuff.
That's true. So maybe we want to cut the explorations again. And maybe a once or two, possibly a Loam.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I still like Knights. Some people cut Knights in these kind of matchups, but I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, especially if we're getting to that mid-range plan, and having Maze for Cauldron is quite nice as like a removal spot.
Great. Yeah. Okay. It's good to me.
Nice. There we go.
It's an easy keep. Yeah, it's Rebecca Gayard, right? That forest, that's awesome.
Correct.
Watercolors or something.
Dual Commander is definitely interesting. I know XJ Clouds got into Dual Commander and Mengu pretty competitively. Have you seen much of what Dual Commander is?
No.
Do you know what it is? It's like it's like EDH but 1v1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And is it just like CEDH kind of decks, or are you gonna waste them?
Pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. I think turning off Stoneforge.
Go for Arbor or no? Okay, never mind.
I was going to go for another Reclaimer potentially.
Yeah.
Different ban list. That makes sense. Oh, there's XJ. Nice. Hello. Yeah, I think the plan here is just, especially with the island up, like, sure they have days, but to not have a swords here is pretty nice. When's the last time you got submerged? And I'm not talking about any family vacation to the beach. I'm talking about the 5-mana spell, baby.
I mean, it's probably been since this, at least last spring, I would say. Maybe even further back than that. That's a card I haven't thought about in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't need it. I mean, Borrower is just better, isn't it? I don't know. If you want that kind of effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another sword. Okay. Well, hey, at least the knight is...
Yeah, I think we're just jamming. It's tough because the knights are 3/3 against the deck we know they have bolt, that I wouldn't mind just passing with Flagstone with like next turn we have maybe Wasteland them to make it a 4/4 or play around days. Just because it is our last one.
Sure.
Anafenza Maverick sounds great. When Tiny Leaders was a format, I used Anafenza.
Oh wow, man, that was pretty incredible that you thought of that. I would have probably just jammed it right into Days or a Bolt there. But Murktide, mother.
Okay.
And yeah. And he still had the white up. Ugh. But yeah, now he can save Knight at least, which is nice. I mean, but do you want to use that? I mean, I kind of feel like either want to Yavimaya and then the Flagstones is a forest. I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, because we have, like, we can play around double days.
Yeah.
And we can also make the knight bigger here. And then we can hold up crop as well for, like, Sejiri Steppe.
Nice.
Crop is really nice because it's both protection and then also a way to just combo off the following turn.
I'm kind of... Well, I guess they used 2 swords already, right? I was like wondering why they left the planes up, but maybe they just didn't have a use for it. You know,
we're also winning this race, which is nice.
It's so hard to attack with knights, isn't it? I just always want to leave her up.
They really need to print a new knight that has like vigilance, and maybe gets bigger with the amount of creatures in the bin.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Not too bad. So we still have the crop. They have 4 cards. One is Caldra. Land isn't the worst.
What do you want to do here? So that land represents Portico again for or like Dryad that you can block and then sack with Knight.
Yeah. The issue is that Dryad only blocks the trampling creature.
True. Do we want to get rid of their wasteland though while they're tapped out?
I think if they get a maze, like they have 4 cards, they didn't get rid of the knight. So
yeah, maybe just pass. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thought is just go for 2020 here and make them have the removal spell.
That you're right about that too.
But it's tough because if we try to go for the maze, we get to save 1 turn of damage, but we still take 5 and go to 11, and then they do have lethal on the board, we would still have a crop and most likely still have a knight. So I think Maze is decent.
Yeah, so you don't want to go for the 2020 here. Because I was starting to get on board with you on that one. I think. I mean, because they've used 2 swords are exiled already. So, I mean, they could have Teferi or they could have Prismatic Ending as well.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a risk, but it's also like a potentially game-winning move.
Yes. Right? Because next turn we could, get rid of the forest.
And you have crop. I mean, you have and you'll have plenty of land still because you're gonna get something with the
knight.
Flagstones.
Take 5. Go to 11. Yeah.
So if you get the Dark Depths and they don't have an answer, we'll win.
Yeah. Or they hold back the Murktide and try to get another turn, but then we have Steppe.
You know, if they have Prismatic Ending, we look stupid. Or Teferi.
I think I'm happy to take the Maze route just because we get a bit more time. Right. Maybe like one more look at the top.
Sure.
But it is tricky.
Yep.
But yeah, the following turn as well, like we didn't have to Wasteland, but I did like Wastelanding them off their red source. Or off like an additional mana. Oh, okay. Interesting. I guess I did think that's how they're going to tap.
They have to stop you from comboing.
Yeah.
See, I think well, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we can Lush. And find a removal spell.
Something.
Another knight isn't good enough, I don't think.
No, it's not what we need right now. That's definitely not what we need right now.
I guess this is the downside that now we've kind of time walked and haven't really done too much.
Right. I know Talon Gates would be so sick if it made the equipment fall off. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think I have to Talons here just to keep things off the table. I'll keep my life total relatively high.
Yeah.
This might also make them think that we don't have a way to save the night with no forest or plains.
I can nip the Wasteland, but we won't have enough mana. Yeah, so now you're going to have to use the crop on the Flagstones to get Knight to be able to find anything.
Yeah. Hey Strauss, a huge thank you for the raid. Hope you went well. Let me know what you played on stream.
Gosh, they just have so many cards in hand.
Yeah.
They must have a force, right? They must.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough. Definitely tough without removal as well. Like not having like an early swords or path and just allowing them to have as much, like the threats. Murktide's a bit of an issue.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, I guess these are times where like if you have library in the deck, it's like a lot better because you can dig.
Yeah, library's pretty sweet there. It's nice that like Loam can be a draw 3, but to have the ability to look for spells is obviously really nice as well.
Would you rather cut the 3 once and have 2 libraries?
I don't know. Once is nice.
I think that's the trade.
Yeah. This I don't mind, especially with the Loam.
Yeah. I think this is fine. I would keep it. That's definitely the trade, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, library is so powerful, especially turn 1 with Mox.
Oh, I know.
We haven't seen Vexing Bauble yet. That's been a pretty relevant card for these matchups. To have that early on could be pretty cool.
Oh, yep. Here we go. It begins.
Okay.
This matchup just is so tough.
Yeah. I feel like we just have to take them off soul lands as early as possible.
Probably.
Which is really tricky when they already have this in play.
I know. Like, I don't care. I got another one and a pedal or whatever, you know. Okay. Cavern. Sure. Yeah, it ended up probably being the right decision. Yep, you have to get Dryad at this. You have to start getting stuff.
Yeah, my other thought was potentially crop for a fetch and then for a swords, but I think probably just getting the Dryad Arbor is better.
Yeah. We want to swords the Flesh Raker too.
Yeah.
They'll have one, I bet, if they snap kept 7 like that.
The land by Grisons is an Echoing Deeps, which comes into play tapped as a copy of any land card in a graveyard, which is kind of cool. Great. So if you crop rotate away a Bojuka Bog, then you can have it come into play as a Bojuka Bog or Sejiri Steppe, etc. One thing I didn't actually know is that you don't have to have it come into play as a copy of something. And if you don't do that, it just comes into play as an untapped mana source, which did come up the other day on stream. And I was like, oh, I had no idea that's how it worked. Cool. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that, actually. That's interesting. I know you can. I just haven't had to, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, here it comes. Yep. And so now...
we're so close. Actually, we do just have the 2020 next turn. So we can play Echoing Deeps here. Don't come into play. And then we have double crops. We have 3 mana in total. 2 for crop, and then we get 1 back thanks to Dark Depths tapping for mana. So I think here we just pass with the 2020 open.
Sure. I hope they don't chain Fleshraker kill us.
I hope for that as well.
I know. Because the problem is the command card kills Merit Lage with only 2. Like, they have it right now to kill it if they don't tap anything. Do you know what I mean? That card is so good. I mean, you're kind of hoping they play another Fleshraker or something at this point, because that's the card that beats this plan.
Come on.
Come on. Yes. Okay, it's not. Okay, it's not a Fleshraker. Now, actually, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, because now they get all these spawn tokens, and they still have it. They still have it open. Isn't this matchup terrible?
It is tricky.
Brutal.
It looks like they're going to do something else, which is fantastic for us. And I think you just need to take your outs where they have, they're trying to.
Oh, you should. No, you can't do it now. Sorry. Because they can still K command afterwards and kill it, right? Oh my god, this is the worst. Oh my god. See? Oh, you got to do something. Sorry.
Oh, yep.
You gotta tap or something. Tap it.
Did I? No, we get priority. Cool.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Are you actually going to be able to do it? Wow.
We'll see.
I mean, they seem like they have 6. Oh, wow. No, they can still do it. Oh my god.
They can, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Interesting. They didn't just play.
So lucky. Oh my god.
Interesting they didn't hold the command.
That was very greedy on their part. I think they just didn't see it. So I'm bringing Thrall here to stop the Fleshraker from making the tokens and from making the guy like exiling your lands and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but I believe those are cast effects, sadly. If we quickly get up.
So the Fleshraker will ping you, but it won't make the creatures whenever if it says,
Yes. And then the spawn is cast, so it does stop the glaring.
Right. Dreadnaught isn't, right?
That is also an ETB effect.
So I mean, it's not like great, but I think it's something, and we need anything we can get in this matchup. So I'm bringing the Thralls, and I'm bringing the Sphere for sure.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Is Teague a card you'd bring in to stop the command?
I do like it because of command. Yeah.
All right, so cut the baubles. The baubles are probably not good enough.
I think the endurance.
Endurance is out.
Probably Bog.
Yep. I think. What else? So cut those, and then we need to cut 3 more cards.
Yeah. So I do like trying to keep on the Marriage plan, and I think that Safekeeper is nice for that. Crop's nice for that.
Safekeeper I've found we need to have because of the command.
Yes.
That's important. Geez, I guess it's like onces would have to go in this spot.
It could just be the onces.
Is important.
Yeah.
Huh? I
do like still having like the 2-2 split.
Yeah, let's just go with that. I'd rather have the Thralls than once, honestly. Yeah, this is tough. You can't keep that one.
I think it's just a little bit too slow, unfortunately.
It is. It's definitely too slow. It's a really fast matchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably just the Karakas here.
Yeah. I was hoping it went sometime to see exploration against this deck, but what are you going to do? It's only 2 of them.
Okay.
Yep. So they do play Wasteland, so I typically think about getting basic forest here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Myosynth guy doesn't care about that, but we'll see what happens. So are you going to get the Dryad, or are you going to just go Reclaimer?
I think I would want to Wasteland the Soul Land they play next turn, most likely. So I probably like going Green Suns for Dryad Arbor and then untap and then have Either
Makes sense.
Dryad Arbor eats a removal spell, or we have double
You
green,
don't have
which might
time
just
in
come
this
up.
matchup to do like the Flagstones like chill plan. Like it's too fast. So I like that too.
Flagstones and chill needs to be on a shirt.
Yeah. Oh, I love when I'm able to do that. It's a nice feeling.
Oh, what
no
are they? Okay,
play.
it must be
How
key command.
strange. Yeah,
But then
course.
you would think if they key command, they take us
Just do it. I mean,
off the
make them.
Dryad. Wow,
What is going on here,
get in for
dude?
one.
Maybe they just have like multiple of the green? Is it Miles? Am I saying it right? Like the Mycosynth? Is that what it is? Like the guy who exiles your land and stuff.
I believe
Maybe
you're
they just have
so
multiple of
close.
that.
Sowing micro spawn.
Yeah, Myco Spawn. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm
micro
sorry.
synth is the 6 mana.
I really hate Eldrazi. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's all good. I feel like we might be able to get them this match. I think I just like holding up swords and also Reclaimer here.
True.
I mean, getting the knight into play is pretty appealing as well.
It's nice, but I think that this is they can just come out and the Myco Spawn guy can just wreck you if you go that route, though.
Yeah. I really like in this matchup as well, Sejiri Steppe, not as great, but Talons can save your own creatures.
Yep, and that's why Safekeeper is important too, because even though it's colorless, it can still give it Shroud. It's really important. Oh, that's so awkward. I mean, I think you still do it, right? You still do the Flagstones thing, and they can waste your whatever you get.
At least that puts them back.
Yep. They're playing very passively. It's very not what I'm used to on that matchup.
I think I'll get a Wasteland because if they waste it, then it's just one more for us. Wow.
They do not. Okay. How strange. Yeah, Karakas is another card that's pretty bad in this matchup, but you kind of need mana too, like you need white mana. So, what do you do here? This is weird. I'm not used to having this much time against this deck.
I honestly don't mind.
Play the knight, and I would play the knight. And are you gonna get another Reclaimer?
Yeah, another Reclaimer. Hold up Reclaimer, and then like Wasteland them in probably upkeep.
Sure. Sounds good.
If I do it like this, they can't waste us off double white in case we want to hold up sword.
Yep. If we had Loam, I would have thought about Safekeeper there too.
Yeah. Very true.
That would probably lock the game up.
I think we're just getting another Wasteland. We could go for Flagstones, but I like that next turn is most likely play Karakas, and then we play Knight, hold up sword, and Wasteland.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm really scared of like a big blowout play here with kicked Myco Spawn guy.
It is what though? It is 6 mana?
So that would be 6, but yeah, so they would need like a petal, like a couple petals and a soul land, probably. Another Wasteland. Wow. I mean, I don't feel like this is the game they want to be playing, but
yeah, I'm pretty happy with this.
You can attack with both. Yeah.
Pressure, and then tap out for the...
I think it's time. Like they're showing that they're pretty passive at this point.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much lethal.
It is. I mean, even if they put that guy out there, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. What is going on here? I'm so confused.
I mean, now we just get to get Safekeeper.
Yeah, just get Safekeeper, whatever. This is the weirdest Eldrazi. I'm like so terrified of this deck, and this is like the easiest looking matchup I've ever seen right now. How strange. Oh man. And game.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
All right. Well.
Okay. I mean, maybe they're like a really new player and they just like kept a weird hand. Someone who's just getting into Legacy and they don't know what's happening. It's possible, right? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe maybe just like they just didn't have a hand that functioned without soul lands, and they were always one mana off.
I would have liked to see it from their perspective. I mean, who knows?
Did they cast a spell?
Not really.
They didn't cast a spell. They didn't play. They didn't make a game out. They played lands.
We'll take it, man. It's just weird.
Ooh.
Oh, you keep this.
Yeah, especially
1,000%.
with the once.
You're looking for another untapped land, I would think.
Yeah, a fetch land would be fantastic. Opponent goes to 6 cards.
Yeah, barely anyone's mulliganed against us yet either, huh? It's interesting. People are afraid of mulligan. You definitely can't be afraid of mulligan on this deck. That's
I think
really important.
Card quality is much more important than card quantity.
Mm-hmm.
Windswept.
Okay.
No, but we get the Savannah.
Great once. Thank you. Finally.
Yeah.
Looks okay for once.
Is that a pun?
I didn't even mean to. That's awesome.
You're such a dad.
Oh God, I am. Yeah. I like being a dad. It's great.
I'm glad.
And I'm lucky my wife's cool and lets me go play Magic tournaments.
That is very nice.
It is. I don't play that often, but Okay, so we finally get this deck. Okay. Yep, I would keep it on top for sure.
Really nice to have like the swords here for a frog potentially around days.
I feel like frog is gonna happen. Yep. The frog.
Oh.
Nope. They don't have the untapped land. Okay. Or maybe they're looking to entomb something or whatever. No. Okay. Interesting. We do have an endurance too, which is great. So we're in a decent spot here. I would think.
Okay.
What are they going to take? Probably swords, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. Taking the endurance says a lot as well.
It's tricky. Whatever their decision is, will tell us a lot. Yeah. Okay. So they are looking to. They probably kept something like a Reanimate or Entomb on top.
The interesting thing will be if they actually cast Daze. They don't. Okay. Like Daze to take us off the wasteland so they can untap and do shenanigans.
One thing to note of, Night of the Reliquary players is like don't wasteland when they still have black up because you open push for them. I've done that before and hated myself. So don't do it. We're in a good spot. This is interesting, and yeah. I would say that I think that exploration kind of got us there. Don't you think? I mean, it gave us like that little boost that kind of helped us pull to parity with them.
Yeah, I think holding up Bog here is just the best play
1,000%.
Because they did get rid of the Atraxa.
No doubt. Yep. They know it though.
But then to have swords as a backup as well is really nice.
They definitely have a Reanimate in hand of some kind.
I think it's the Lush that we just get rid of.
Yes, it's fine. Either one, it doesn't really matter. But I think having Lush in the yard is better than Savannah in case for some reason you want to Echoing Deeps it. That's a really corner case. But yeah, it at least has an enter the battlefield effect.
Yeah. This is probably the one situation where I do like Saga because end step you go for Saga, untap, and then you just have something to do while you keep Night open.
You're right.
Because if they... Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, what are we getting here with Knight? That's a good question. Because if you get the Wasteland, then you're just putting us behind too.
Yeah, and you're also turning on Fatal Push, which is a small thing, but like
yeah, and
if
I know, and that's what I was just saying before. Like I wouldn't want to do it end step either. So yeah,
I think we bog. I think we bog no matter what, and then we have Echoing Deeps up in case they do it. Like try to go off with like Entomb.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Atraxa is the best. Well, no, I honestly think the Archon is worse a lot of the time, but maybe that's just silly. That card just feels like it wins, but she also finds Archon too. Yep.
This might also make them think like some players aren't too weary of ooh.
So got to play around days still. So probably
Safekeeper?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it also wouldn't be bad to get Reclaimer and then get like get a Flagstones and start ramping again or whatever. But I don't know. It's definitely a good draw, though. I'm glad to get another creature out there.
Yeah. I think we will go for Reclaimer.
Not much to do.
I like Reclaimer.
Yeah, because unfortunately, Safekeeper is just kind of putting us behind with lands at this point. Like we can get Step pretty easily.
Yeah, very true.
Echoing and Talon Gates. I mean, we have 3 ways to do it.
Opponent may be thinking about Entomb. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Which I'm pretty happy about.
Actually, we can't bog right now, though, because you can't sack it tonight.
Very true.
But you can get rid of it. I mean, we have the sword and we have Reclaimer to sack.
And we can probably get Dryad Arbor as like a creature to sack.
Yep.
That's a great point. I'm so used to Reclaimer with Echoing Deeps that...
I know. They clearly have to do it. They don't really have another play. Maybe they have a frog.
I think a subtle thing here as well is that if the Archon comes into play and the trigger goes on the stack, we swords first to have days open, and then we go for Dryad Arbor. Because if you go for Dryad Arbor first, then of course you can't play around the days. This trigger on the stack. Get rid of this.
So yeah, it's a pretty good heads up play.
Dryad. Actually. Nice. No fatal push.
Yeah, now and you see, and then I guess that's another good reason to get Reclaimer there. Is this like now the graveyard shenanigans are over? Fatal push.
Endurance. That's actually not too bad. We get these lands back now. We just start building up with the Reclaimer. I
don't care about that. Yeah.
Okay. I think
so
here it's just going to be...
You could put the Knight out if you want to, because you can sack Savannah to Knight, play it, but I don't know. It doesn't appear they have days, right? That would be a pretty commanding position to like have 2 Knights and a Reclaimer, but
I think here we turn the Savannah into a Flagstones and then use the Flagstones.
No, you want to turn the Bog into a Flagstones, I think, right?
We can't, sadly, because we'll use the...
I guess with the Reclaimer.
Yes.
Oh, you mean you want to... I see what you're saying. To
be able to
turn. I gotcha.
Jump, yeah. Okay. With 1 card left. There's no great attacks for them. Yeah, so I think it's... Yep. Get rid of this.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Get the Flagstones. Rid of the Flagstones. Go and get...
Portico's fine. Maybe you can find a land we don't care about.
Yeah.
Put it in the bin. Do they have push? Maybe they do.
That's fine. That is our other Savannah.
It is.
I think we just keep that in the graveyard, in the deck.
In the deck, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And then shuffle. And just get another Flagstones here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think we just go for it in upkeep.
They do have a borrower or two usually main deck, so it's but I mean, you know, it is what it is. We could go for, I mean, but you're right. Wasteland's more of a card that they would have. So yeah, go for it if you want.
Just trying to think. Okay, that is.
Oh, yeah.
I love blue-black players.
Maybe
sometimes.
they're not playing in main. Maybe that's what they were just thinking about.
Yeah, I'm just trying
but
to
I don't know.
think.
But they still were at 24. Like, I don't feel like that game wasn't over yet. But
no, if you use these two for Reclaimer, you get a tapped land and say a tapped Yav, and then you have one mana left over. Yep. You can float a mana, get Dark Depths. That taps for a mana, float that mana, you have 2 mana, and then you have stage. So you can actually do both here, which is cool.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is actually cool. So we haven't played against this matchup, but like the fairies in the Veil, the extra endurance, the paths. I don't think like Prismatic is an answer for.
It's okay. You can kill frogs, and you need to kill frogs. But this is the trick: is like if you're with the macabres and all that, it's like, what are you actually cutting then?
Yeah.
Right.
Last night we played against this matchup, and they brought in Pithing Needle to name Fairy Macabre.
Very interesting. I guess so. The cards that I typically think about cutting in this one are Safekeeper, especially on the draw, because you don't want to go down lands. Once is pretty medium, so I probably would cut it in general. And then, yeah, I mean the exploration's okay, but I don't really think that's the game we want to be playing here. You know, I mean, crop is always a little weird against Daze decks on the draw, too. So I'd maybe cut the explorations in a crop is probably what I would do.
Yeah.
I think Loam is fine because it can get you back in a game if they wasteland you a lot.
Especially with Maze in the deck.
Oh, there you go. You got Bauble. It's a little suspicious, this hand, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They snap capped, so they probably have a good hand. I don't know. It feels like this is probably one we should mulligan, but it could work out too.
Yeah.
Because if they just daze the Bauble and then we're dead, more or less, right? So I would ship it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy to ship. It's just a little bit too awkward. This is better.
Yep, it's fine.
Keep bottom 1 Yav.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to find white at some point, I guess. But
and then we do have
the crop rotation.
2 removal spells. Just hope they're holding up in
Tomb. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, this might also force them to be like, hey, if this untaps, they get Bog online, so let's just go for Entomb like now.
That's true. Yeah, or they're just gonna daze this or something.
Force is nice because it makes me think they don't have Fatal Push in hand or some sort of removal spell.
The only problem with this is if they wasteland us, the game's over. But yeah.
Not
well, it's
yet.
not over, but we would have to like, yeah, okay, it was a forest. Wow, we would have to like run a runner, hit green, but thinking Entomb here, reanimate, and then okay,
that's fine.
That's fine. Got the macabre. Cabra.
This is always a tricky one as well because, like, let's say they get the troll or they target the troll this turn with Reanimate or Animate Dead. Do we rely on the swords and then keep the fairy for the more unfair things, or do you just go for the fairy and hold the swords and prismatic, or the swords in this case?
I think I kind of feel like I would go with the second thing you said, but I don't know if that's correct. You know, but you're right. I mean, we're not gonna like lose the game to the troll. We'll find a way to get white. We would lose the game to an Atraxa, right? So
they did already force, which is great. So I think here. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's tricky because
do you want a prismatic into days?
I think I do.
I do too.
Just because of the upside of having swords for a bigger threat.
Yep. Man, that was such a good draw, the Savannah. We got lucky. That was an incredible draw.
Yeah, I mean, now we have depths online next turn because of crop.
We do. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, what a luxury. Okay. If they play Harbinger of the Tides, then we're in trouble.
Yes.
Don't do that, opponent.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
Oh, no, that's actually a fantastic play for us because if they play Harbinger, we get to untap, play depths with no counters on it, tap it for green to crop rotate into a plane, so then swords the Harbinger to then trigger the 2020.
Oh, does the Yavimaya still like layer over text?
I don't think it does. Okay.
We'd have to find we'd have to get really lucky and draw planes or draw Mox at some point or something.
There we go. Yep.
But we're not gonna have to worry about it because they don't have the mana. Something to keep in mind though, because they definitely bring that in against me on this deck. Definitely, like they typically have two.
I get mad when I see it.
They've cast both of them against me in one game, and I was like, "Great, this is."
What is this, Merfolk?
I know.
Is it a Merfolk creature?
I don't remember.
That
seems like on that's the flavor of Merfolk, but I don't know. It's on brand or whatever, but yeah. Okay, another troll. Now you got targets.
Yeah.
2 targets now. Yay.
It is quite good in Modern. Okay.
Yep. Sewers. Okay, gets rid of a land. Interesting. Like they can't find anything to do. Yeah, I mean, you do that and pass. I mean,
yeah. You have 3 cards.
I mean, in some ways, the best case scenario is them playing that Harbinger now, because then you would just float white and green and just be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Or potentially Animate Dead and no 3rd land. Or no 4th land. Like tap off 2 mana. It's been some cool games.
Whatever it is, it's tricky. They're in the tank.
I think if they start with Thoughtseize, I'd be happy to crop for stage and also Ferromacabre them.
Oh, if they had Thoughtseize, they would have shot it right off. You know, that's the easiest play in the world, right? Oh man, what do you do? Do you go for it?
You remove an ice counter.
Oh,
I think
I think you're right to wait, because we might as well just play the Wasteland and have Days Protection, right?
Ooh.
I don't know. I feel like we're in the combo business. I don't want a Zenith right here.
Yeah, I like that this kind of puts a bit more pressure on them.
But now we have Days Protection, which I feel a lot better about going for it with that. No Wasteland. They don't have it. Okay. Man, what do they... I mean, they might have a force, I guess, right? They're not playing any creatures. They have to have something.
Yeah. So here's Animate Dead.
I would do it. Do the fairy, whatever.
Yeah.
Like at this point, we're going to combo and kill them next turn, so that's nice. Maybe they thought we had endurance that we were just sitting on. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
were okay. I think we go for it, man. I would
Yeah.
tap. I would get rid of the wasteland, so tap it for green, and then yeah. I don't. You know, they'd have to have a force of will. I think. Yeah, it's game, right?
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. We
Hey, we
finished
beat the
3-2.
top 2 decks to finish. How about that?
We did. Yeah, that was really nice.
That was fun.
Could have played around like a good mixture. What were we beat Eldrazi and we beat obviously
We beat blue black and we beat what's the other one? We lost against Esper Vial with Bob playing. We lost against Stoneblade.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was like an honest. Oh, it was Dreadnaught. Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good mixture of decks.
Yeah, man, that was fun. That was good. So what? I mean, just like quick. So, couple questions. So, how did you like the exploration for one?
It felt really nice. Especially, I find that Loam, sometimes I find it too slow. So having exploration to pair with it as an engine is really nice.
Do you think you would want to go up in numbers on either of those or no?
I think if I added an extra Loam, I would add a Ramanap as I can Green Suns for it. That's my only consideration.
But the exploration at 2 think it's okay?
Yeah. Like it's one of those cards that's like great in the early game, pretty decent in the mid game, and then late game, a little bit like Aether Vial in a way, but like for lands.
It is a lot like that, I think. And then I guess like so the once, would you rather play? Do you feel like that helped, or it was a hindrance? Like you'd rather have library?
Yeah, once is a tricky one because you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what the once is going to find. AKA our match where we didn't keep a green source and relied on the once, which I think is a terrible thing to do on my part.
And like the onces in the later matches were good, but it was because we already had a safe hand and it didn't matter that much, right? But
yeah, especially because it does dig for fairy and it does dig for endurance, which is great. With the explorations in the deck, you do have mid to late games where you have more mana to be able to once and also play the threat you find, most likely.
Mm-hmm. But there were like the match we lost against Stoneblade was because once missed, and also like it's. But I think there was potentially a point where if it was a library, we would have maybe been able to dig for removal. I mean, it's hard to say, but yeah. So that's interesting.
I do like Mark asking about one Saga, and I think Saga fits pretty well, but it's tough because then like you probably fit in Lava Spur Boots.
So would you? Yeah, okay. So let's say we are going to do a Saga. Let's like I've done it before. I like it. Like, where would you cut, and what would you add? Like, what would you do? Because I don't really want to cut any green swords, so you can see how important that is. So
yeah.
That's the problem. Is I guess you'd probably go to 29 lands for one, right? So
I think it would be a Saga.
You put a boots in over the other bauble, probably. So you go to one bauble instead, right?
Yeah. And then it might even just be the onces.
You cut the onces, and then you put in like one library.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I think it seems fine, actually. And then would that change anything you do in the board?
Potentially have a Soul Guide Lantern.
So you put the lantern in, and would that cut it macabre or endurance? Would you cut one of the removal spells? Like what would you do?
That is a great question. What's happening here?
I know,
Yes.
right?
There we
Every
go.
Sylvan, but oh, you have so many different versions. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. Mm-hmm.
Soul Guide. Haywire Might is like another card I sometimes play around with because you can find it off Saga. But
I like
obviously,
Haywire Might.
Yeah.
So that would be instead of maybe Liberator, right? If you were going to do that.
Yes. Which is
I mean,
tricky.
we only have one Saga, though. I mean, it's not like we're playing multiples. So I don't know how many things you want, but yeah.
I like the fairies that they're good on their own. They don't need another green card. So I don't mind having one endurance and then just having the Soul Guide. It's nice
I
because
like
if you play the Soul Guide, they might then.
I think like the one dampening sphere feels kind of weird. Like maybe you just want to make that another bauble or something. What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough because it
doesn't help against Eldrazi then if you.
That's the thing. I don't think that it would, but I do like that having another Vexing Bauble does help a bit against some of those decks where you want a bit of an edge against
and stuff,
Force of Days. And then it is also tutorable, which is nice.
It's one less mana. It's nice.
But yeah, it's cool. I think you could tweak like this. I don't think like Shadow Spear is nice, but I don't think it's too relevant.
I love Shadow Spear. Yeah.
The
card is sweet, but it's kind of slow. It's hard. Like the 2 equip, like it just feels really hard to do that sometimes, doesn't it? It's tricky. And I don't think it's like too slow against like Eldrazi. Like be like, oh, I got to gain life because of Fleshraker, but that's too slow. Like it's never gonna happen, you know. So
sadly,
yeah. I mean, and I would say like blue is if anyone wanted to play. I mean, Consign of Memory is incredible when you play it for Eldrazi, but then you won't be able to do the fun stuff like the sagas and the Boseijus and stuff because you'd have to make those in the blue lands. So that's the trade, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the blue splash is always interesting because there's so many like fringe cards that you could play. That it's hard to sometimes know, like, is it just a light splash?
Flusterstorm is like really good, you know, and I really like playing cards like that. But like Uro is good in some, you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen an Uro in ages, which is really sad.
It's a fun card, but it's too slow too, man. It's like and it's hard to set up in this deck. It's really hard to set up. I've tried it multiple times because I like it a lot, but it's too hard, man. You know. So yeah. Okay. Do you think I should change it to this before tomorrow? Because I could play this.
I would play what you were playing because then you have experience with it. I feel like if you change things up last minute, you would feel better not doing well on the deck that you've played so far than making last minute changes. That's how I typically feel. It's like, I should have just stuck with what I knew.
I mean, Boots is really sick. Like, I love that card. I'm thinking about, I might actually do this because I mean, I don't really feel like this isn't like that much of a change, to be honest. You know, like I play this deck all the time.
And there were a few moments today where we just sorcery speed the Dark Depths to make them have removal on their turn. So to have Boots as well as a way to like, okay, we'll make it now, but then also swing.
I don't know. It felt like once was kind of not that great in this league. So. And it's always like it's always okay. It's hit and miss, right? Yeah, but I like this. Thanks, man. This is a fun league though. The matchups were actually really interesting. The Eldrazi one felt strangely easy, but it's kind of like getting the end boss and just like kind of killing it quickly, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go to the next level. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
one last question is Shadow Spear. Yes. What decks do you actually like it against?
So, I mean, where it's really good, I mean, it would be good typically against like a kind of a Death and Taxes kind of list where you're pushing damage through and you're like mitigating any damage. I mean, I think it would be good in some ways against some of the tempo variants now because, again, you can get through, you don't have to Sejiri Steppe through, you can just trample. You know, and then it mitigates any damage But again, it's just I don't know, getting it out and then equipping for 2 is so much these
Yeah.
days. It really is. And I mean, in a vacuum against Eldrazi would help, like to get rid of some of the Fleshraker, pings. But
Mm,
it's too slow to reliably use,
yeah,
in my opinion. Unfortunately, because I really like that card, but what are you gonna do?
it is cool.
Mm-hmm.
A huge thank you
Yeah.
for coming on and playing Depths. I very much appreciated it. A huge thank you to everyone who came in and watched as well, the new followers, the new
Man.
subscribers. I'm back in 20 minutes with Newton on Cradle Control.
Oh my goodness, that's
So stick
so
around.
fun! I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be great. I'll watch at least
Nice.
part of it.
It'll be the second time I've had Newton on, which is nice.
He's such a great player, great guy, really generous. Both of you are. I mean, you both are amazing with all the content and stuff. So thank you to you both for doing all that for us green mages out there.
Anytime.
Thank
good
you
luck
for
tomorrow
having me.
if I don't speak to you.
Thanks.
And
all right, man.
looking forward to seeing how you do.
All right. Thank you so much, Dukes.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Jono. I'm going to quickly see who else is streaming and send you guys over that way. I believe Justin's playing some Vintage. But where are we? Raid. Yeah, I'll be back in about half an hour, freshen up, and then play some Cradle Control. Yes, all of these videos will be on YouTube next week. So if you missed anything, they'll all be there with timestamps, the matches, and deck lists in the video description. There we go.
Yay.
Nice.